Okay, so we are going to go over picture editing, posting, creating your own content, all of those things. So, what apps I use. So there's a few different ones, and I use most of the time. I use the Over app. It's called Over. It's right here, this yellow one right there. You can do a free version of it, but I pay the $100 a year. It's $100 each year for it to unlock all of the stuff for it, but you don't have to. So that's the thing about it. Like, you can still use it and not have to pay. I believe, I'm pretty sure that's the case. But it's
You
really
can, and it does a lot. It still does a lot of the same stuff.
okay, good. Just wanted to make sure, because I used it for like a while before paying it, because I wanted to make sure I wanted to use it like it was going to be one of those I used all the time, and it definitely is. So I paid the amount to unlock all of this stuff because it's the only app I really use. But I will show you a few other apps I used before this one even came out. So this is what it is, and you can go to the plus button, add your pictures or video. It's really, really easy, but I have a few that I have saved already. Like, these are my collections that I have. So like the one I did for today, it's a video. It's like a boomerang. I took it on Instagram, I saved it, and then I uploaded it here. You go to the video thing, like I said, and you pick it. And then these, it's really easy. Like, you just do graphics and it'll show you what graphics are available. Play around with it, see which ones you like. I have a few saved on here. You can search like brush and stuff like that. And then text, you type in a text. I have some downloaded. I have, like, there's ones that they give you. There's tons of stuff. So kind of play around with it a little bit. That's what I do, but don't spend like the whole day on one slide because it's not that important. Play around with it here and there. Give yourself a little allotted time, like 15 minutes to play on Over, kind of like we do with TikTok. You have 15 minutes of TikTok time, and then that's it. Or you sign a customer, you get 20 minutes or whatever, but make sure you're sectioning off time, because it's very easy to get lost in time of just playing around. And then an hour later, you're like, oh crap, what just happened? I've been on here an hour and I haven't done anything, because that happens to me if I'm not careful. But like, just it honestly is just playing around with it. So we'll do one. I did this one of me and Isabella. So I added this picture for the pick 2. You just go, like, you add your picture or whatever, and then to add this second one, you go to image and it will prompt you to pick an image or whatever. Okay, so you picked it. It's ready to be edited. You can slide over to the yeah, that one, to make sure if it like goes in, like it blends with the picture. I can't say that word. But like it blends in. And you can edit that so it's not like super just right on there. You can make it kind of blend in and fade into the other picture. That's what I do on a lot of my pictures, like when we get weekly bonuses or if there's a sale or something and I don't want it to be like prominently on the picture, I make it fade into the other one. So it's still there, but it's not like wham in your face. So that's how I do that. But it's just playing around with it. I also do the same thing for my coffee videos. I'll go over how to make them really fast here in a second, but that's just a sticker, font, and then my before and after picture, which is why it's so important to be a product of the product and have your own personal before and after picture, whether that's with weight loss or our skincare, whatever it is that you're going to be passionate about. Make sure you submit or take a before picture, wait however long until you start seeing results, take progress pictures, and then you can go into your It Works Connect app and submit a before and after picture to get corporate approved. That's why we only post corporate approved before and after pictures. Otherwise it goes against compliance and stuff like that. So you don't want to get in trouble that way. But that's why it's so important to get your own before and after pictures. That way you can put it on your like videos, your slides, your whatever, and say, hey, this is me. I know this stuff works because I personally use it. And so that's why like people buy from you, because they're like, oh, well, like she obviously has results with this. I'm going to go with her because she knows what she's doing. And those are the results I want. And people can relate to you on that level. That's how I just do the whole thing with the image, and then I put it there and then make it fade into the video. And then you're just going to save it. And then like for boomerangs, when I enroll a customer or whatever, I take a boomerang on Instagram and I save it. And then this is just, I don't know if you can see it. This right here is a box. So you go to shape, add that, and then there's the text. I screenshotted my enrollment, like my notification from the It Works Connect app, and then I just edited it to make it blend into the picture. You know how that is. But that's it. Like, I mean, it's once you kind of like see it, it's really, really simple to just do it on over. Lindsay, like you can do that on it without paying, right?
I'm pretty sure. Let me see. Hold on. Keep talking and I'll look.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I mean, like some of the stickers I know, and some of the fonts aren't the same.
Yeah. Some of the fonts aren't. I do know that the free version is really easy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not as technical as you because I had no clue. I don't know all these fun things. I can put different pictures on there. That's what I like about it. Is like easier to make a collage for stories. Can't think. My brain is shot. I can't think of the word. Can't think of any words. So you can look but it does have still a lot of good fonts. You can still do most of the like the little
Stickers.
You can do most of them. They've got backgrounds. So I used to use them a lot for like when we did giveaways. So that
like there's templates that you can use and stuff like for ideas if you don't know.
Backgrounds. You can do all kinds of stuff. The templates are really awesome because it's way less work. You can if you're just doing something with like words, you can go through and find a template that you like, and you can just take out the words and then put what you want on it. They've got coffee ones. They've got all kinds of stuff that you can do on the free version. Because I think I paid for it 1 month, and I'm not super technical with stuff like that, so I had no clue what I was doing. So I just went back to the free version. So it's still got a lot of stuff that you can use, and it's really simple for the most part.
I just want to make sure like you could still do the picture over picture thing and make it blend, because that's basically all I do. I used to use the templates a lot in the beginning for like when I did enrollments and stuff, but honestly I just do a white background now and then do the numbers or whatever. Like this one, for example, this was the April, like our April enrollments for, I don't know if you can see that, for like distributors and stuff, but it's really simple. Play around with it. Like that's how I got to understand it, was just playing around with it. And I'm definitely by no means an expert with it. I just played around with it for a little while, and then you can save it or whatever, and it saves your projects. Like you can see all the ones that I've saved and all that. Like this one I did for enrollments. I don't know if you can see that, but it said work from home position filled, text opportunity to my number. It's just a picture I took. That is a shape, and I made it fade to where it's like see-through, 2 different fonts. Really, really easy once you like play with it. It's really easy. So that's over. And if you don't want to use over, there's Picsart, Pick-Tap-Go, and wordswag. Those were the ones I used before over. Play around with those. I'm not going to go too much into them because I haven't used them in forever. I'm definitely not up to date on them, but those are the 3 I would suggest if you're wanting to make a collage or like words over stuff, like a word slide. Those are the ones I used before over. Also, I want to go over the video I was doing, like for my coffee videos. I use Hyperlapse. So it's this one right here. It's called Hyperlapse. It's for Instagram. And this is the I mean, it's just a video. And you record it. And so we'll record for a little bit or whatever. Okay, we'll stop. And it lets you pick the speed that you want. You want it really, really, really fast, or fast but not like actual real time, still a little faster. And then you just save it. And it saves to your phone. And then you can upload it to the Over app, like I showed you earlier, for a coffee video. Like, this is how I make my morning coffee really fast. I just put it up in my windowsill, record me making coffee, being super happy and waving, all that stuff. And then I put it in my Over app and put my before and after picture on there, or just skinny mocha. So it's really like, I don't want to say easy, but once you play around with it, it really is easy. But those are the two that I use. The other app that I use the absolute most are with my presets, and it's called Lightroom. It's this one right here. It's free, I believe. I don't think I pay for it. But I did pay for my presets. So we'll talk about presets for a little bit. If you go to my Instagram, you will notice there's a theme. What kind of color theme? It's a like pinkish tint, basically. Because I love the color pink for one, but it's a really pretty bright color preset for me. The way that you can look at presets, there's a bunch of different websites, but I just go to Etsy and type in presets. You can get them really cheap. Like, there's a blue million presets, and they send you, I believe it's an email, and it'll help walk you through downloading them to Lightroom. I'm not sure if you have, I don't think you have to have a computer, because I didn't have a computer to do them. But it shows you a bunch of different ones, and they're like anywhere from $2 to $5 for presets, and you get 4 different presets. So we'll go and I'll show you those really quick. But it's a filter you put over your pictures to make them cohesive almost. They like flow together, and it's not just a bunch of randomly weird lightings. And I mean, you've seen a bunch of blogger pictures, like profiles and stuff. It just flows so easily. It's because they're using presets. So like, these are all my preset pictures that I have. All of these have a preset over them to make them flow. So we'll do one together. I'll show you one really quick. Okay, so here's a good one. This is my normal picture, okay? And then when you get presets, you're gonna scroll all the way over to presets. I have several different presets, but these two, this one and this one, are my favorite. But do you see how it went from that? I mean, it's a good picture, but it's still kind of dark, to really bright and pinkish tint. And then there's this really, really bright one. Like, that one's really bright. I mean, can you tell a difference? So that's why it's important to to use presets for your pictures that you post on your profile, like your news feed, all of that stuff. Especially with Instagram, because they're very bright and inviting and everything. It's $2 to $5 for a preset. Sell a sample, and you can definitely buy multiple presets if you want. But I definitely recommend it, and it's super. It helps you it walks you through downloading them and everything. But I absolutely love them. I use them on all of my pictures. Does anyone have questions on that and what we've talked to so far?
No, but I had no clue that presets on Etsy were that cheap, because I've only seen them from like bloggers who have theirs that are like $35.
Well, usually, like, sometimes, of course, the ones I've seen, they give you like 10 different presets.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can understand it being a little more expensive because you're getting a lot more. There's one lady I follow, and she has them for like $20, and she gives you like 10 presets. They're just a little too dark for my liking.
Right.
But yeah, I just got on Etsy and did like a white, airy, pink, whatever preset, and it was like $5, I think. But let me see if I can actually pull up the specific shop that I ordered from. It's been forever. I think it was Julie Presets, Light and Airy. This was the one, I think, that I ordered, and hers is $5.97. So it's $5 basically, $6. And it's 6 mobile Lightroom presets, bright summer, lifestyle, blogger, travel, all of that. So there are those. I would suggest getting them because it just makes your profile look so much more inviting. So that's basically as far as like picture editing goes. For stories, like we have a bunch of different stories and stuff. Let me see if I can find on mine really quick for like product, like this one I did for my story. It's a lifestyle post. I took a picture of my trunk full of groceries, okay, and then I saved it after adding a line. Like I saved it when I added that line and none of this was there, okay, like none of that was there, and then I saved it again and again and again. And so it's like 6 different slides you add to your Instagram story or Facebook story. And each slide adds another line of verbiage. So for me, this one says, because I determine my paycheck. Next slide, we can afford to stock up on a month of essentials. Next slide, not stressing about lack of income or putting our bank account in a bind. Next one, I am still able to work my normal daily routine at home from social media while bringing in a 5-figure monthly income. Next one, showing 2 more ladies how to do the same. Swipe up and comment VIP for more info. It relates to people. It shows them what I'm accomplishing. I'm able to do it from my phone, what they're able to get, and it's a call to action. So those are how I, like it's just a white background with a picture I took of my groceries. I added it there, and then I just added texts with verbiage relating to people in my own words. So that's a lifestyle story post you can create. And then another one, let me see if I can find another really good one, is taking a boomerang on Instagram and saving it and uploading it. And it's saying 4 years, this social influencer's business has paid to fill up my gas tank or fill up my tank. Showing people I can fill up my tank by this social influencer job or whatever. And then I'm trying to see if there's anything else like product wise. I do a lot of screenshots on products just because they're already made and you don't have to do that. And then I do my coffee videos. So that's basically product wise as much as I do. But you can play around with it and download those apps. But see, there was another one I wanted to show you.
You can also, I've done it a couple times with, especially like my story. Sometimes it's just as easy. You can make them on Instagram with you can make the same kind of slides on Instagram. So I did it also with my product. I have a coffee one that I use a lot because I use the same cup basically every day. So it never changes. So it's not different. And it just has like a box. It's one color that says one fact about the coffee, and then the next slide is other. And I just saved it as I went, just like she was saying individually, but I just did it all on Instagram because it was easier for me at the time just to do it that way.
Yeah, and the only reason I do it on Over is because of the font. I really like the font on Over. But yeah, it's super easy to do on Instagram too. Just like Lindsay said, if you don't want to download any secondary apps or whatever, there's one thing I do want to show you all. I thought was super cool, and I didn't mean to cut you off, Lindsay.
No, you're fine.
Let me see. We'll use this picture of Josh and Isabella, okay? So I did this picture, okay? You go up to this little draw button, and you can click, we'll do a white. We'll click the white, and we hold it down, Oh no, not that one. Just kidding. The highlight button. Sorry. Highlight button, which is the middle one, and then you hold it down and it makes it almost see-through. Like you can still see that. And then you're going to go to your pictures and click that same picture. Let me make sure. Okay, so you're gonna go to your pictures and then click the like upload button, and then you're gonna click copy photo. Okay, and then you're gonna go to Instagram and it'll pop up to paste it. This blew my mind. So it's like, oh no, I'm drawing. Make sure everything's off of the draw button. And then you can like enlarge it to where it's like, it's the original picture behind it, but it's kind of like blurred with the white and then the original picture. It looks better with like a selfie or whatever. But Ashley Mayfield does this and she explained this and it blew my mind. I'm like, okay, I didn't know this. I needed to know this like 10 years ago. But it's so cool for like pictures. So you could type whatever, save it, delete that text, type another text, and just upload them all at the same time. And for those that don't know how to upload multiple ones at the same time, it's just this little button up here, and you can click 5 like slides at a time or whatever, and just hit next, and it lets you upload them or whatever. So there's that too. What else? Okay, so as far as like content goes, that's how you do the whole editing side of pictures and everything. You don't have to spend a lot of time on it. You can waste basically the whole day coming up with slides and stuff, but it's not that important. Limit yourself time-wise. I'm going to take this amount of time to edit pictures and do stuff like that. As far as coming up, like what content to come up with, when you're posting on your feed, in your stories, remember who you were before this business or who you are outside of this business, because this business is already branded. It works. It's already branded. You need to brand yourself. So you don't need to brand the company, remember. So like for me, I post about this Skinny Mocha and what it's done for me. You may be obsessed with the skincare line, but you don't have to say, well, it works skincare line, da, 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 da. Like, no, like this skincare line is amazing. It has done this for my face, but remember to include yourself in it. What do you bring to the table? Like what content do you have to bring to relate to people, to bring value? So like, when you are posting in your story and on your profile and stuff like that, what content, what value do you have to bring? It's not just selling stuff, because people don't like to be sold to. They like to be relatable. Like people like to be able to relate to you on a level, and then like seeing your excitement, feeling your energy, your emotions, your feelings in your post. That's why it's important when we are writing like our own post that we are putting ourselves into it, not just copy and pasting, because that's not you. I mean, you didn't come up with this. It's a copy and pasted post. They're there for you when you get started to show you kind of like what we can post until you get your own results, until you do fall in love with something, sell some samples, stuff like that. Before you have success, they're there for you. But after you start like selling samples, signing customers, trying the products, making money, then like after you start doing that, you need to start coming up with your own content. So like I said, what value do you bring to the table rather than just selling? I promote the whole like weight loss coffee thing because it's what I'm passionate about. You may not be passionate about weight loss. Like I said, we have skincare, we have energy, we have a bunch of other stuff that you can talk about. But find something you are passionate about. It's so much easier to promote and sell something that you're already wanting to tell people about because you believe everyone and their mom needs it. So just making sure like, hey, this is what I'm using. This is the results I've seen for the business wise. Hey, I'm able to work from my phone and bring in this income and pay for groceries or pay to fill my tank up. Like it doesn't have to be an extravagant amount of money. You don't have to be at your end destination to have success. So just make sure that you have some, like You know what you bring to the table to relate to people. Everyone's different, so it's not going to be the same. Me, infertility, PCOS, weight loss. Ray Dunn, stay-at-home mom, and I'm posting about those things. Like I like to do DIY stuff. I am a hot mess 90% of the time, and I'm relating to people on that level. And you don't have to be picture perfect. Like, people more than likely are going to relate to you, especially right now, because a lot of people are home and they aren't getting ready or going to work. They're going to relate to you that you are a hot mess 90% of the time, because I've had a lot of people like pictures of me looking absolutely ridiculous as opposed to like all glammed up or whatever, because they can relate to that. A lot of people, like, if you get all dressed up and pretty, they're like, oh, well, she's like way in this other league or whatever. I can't relate to her. Like, those bloggers that you see, they're on a whole nother level, and you can't relate to them. I mean, you can be inspired by them or whatever, but it's hard to relate to somebody like that because they're not, I mean, at least I don't feel like they look like that most of the time. They may. I don't see how they have the time to do that, but I want to be relatable to people. I want to have that connection and everything with them. So remember that when you are posting and coming up with content and stuff like that, what do you bring to the table at the end of the day? And value, not just selling. Also, another tip, and something that I need to do better at, showing my face on stories and stuff more often. It's easy to get prettied up or whatever, take a bunch of pictures and be able to use those pictures as post, but stories are like real time. I mean, yes, you can use previous saved ones or whatever, but stories are like of your day. And like I said, I don't look good 90% of the time, so I don't post me because of that. But remember to show your face and talk about the products. I know you may be nervous to talk or video or whatever, but it's not a live on Instagram. You can do stories like a video and delete it if you don't like it. But just get on and talk. Just be you. The more you do it, the easier it gets. I still don't like doing these live videos or trainings and stuff because I still get nervous. Like, I am super nervous, and I do them all the time. But you get over it the more you do it. I'm not going to say you're going to be completely fearless after however long, but it gets easier. So the sooner you start doing it, the more often you do it, the easier it's going to get. So just talking about like, hey, you can join this business and get $50 in product credit. You can earn a $10,000 bonus or $15,000 bonus by July. You can make an extra income while at home. Just being relatable to people. Tell them what they get and what they would be missing out on if they didn't join. Because they're already home on their phone, so why not make an extra income while at home, bored, already on social media? Not only make their investment right back, but they get $50 in product credit, earn a $150 shopping spree, $200 to $500 average monthly income. So just being relatable to people. I'm just kind of giving you all examples of what you can talk about on your story. And just record. I also, if you don't know, for stories, I use presets on stories. So like, you can save them. I save them from like other people. So if you go to my story, I have, it's this little thing right here. It's a filter. You can click on it. I'm trying to do it without. Like, you can click on it and it will let you save it, send it, or try it. I save it, or I try it and then I save it to see if I actually like the way it looks. So that's one way that you can get presets or whatever on your Instagram story. Also, so I have a bunch saved, and I just scroll. This one's my favorite right now, and just changes like the video or whatever, or filter. But yeah, like, you can go to a bunch of different ones and save them. The way you save pictures is at the top, there's a little down button. It says save. So if you don't know that, there's that. But that's the basics. Also remember to post about your life, behind the scenes, like your normal day, all of the mess, all of that. All of that. So, but that's basically like the whole aspect of picture editing, content, things like that. All of that makes sense? Any questions or anything? Good, good. Okay. All right. So I will go ahead and close this out and pray really quick. Okay. Dear God, thank you for this wonderful day you've blessed us with. Thank you for all of these ladies that were able to get on and those that watched the replay. Hopefully this training was beneficial and helpful to them, and they gained value from it. Please be with each and every one of them in this journey with this business and these products, all of the things. Please be with them each and every day. Know that they are capable of everything that they set their mind to. Consistency is so important. You can't just do one day and expect results. Remember that you have to be consistent, and please let them remember that on the hard days, that being consistent is so key. And it's all in your timing. Like, you don't make anything happen sooner or later than it's supposed to happen. Our timing may not be your timing. And just remembering that just because it doesn't happen on our time doesn't mean that it won't happen. Doesn't mean that it's not supposed to happen or not going to happen. Everything happens in your timing. So just help us trust you and trust your timing for everything in our life. But please be with each and every one of these ladies. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Okay. I'm going to stop the recording.